Hi, it's Carrie from McMillan Library, and we are going to do an experiment today. And today we are doing elephant toothpaste. Super fun. This is definitely an outdoor experiment. It does make a little bit of a mess, and you want to make sure that you have an adult with you doing this because it is chemical, so we want to make sure that we're always safe when we're doing science. And it is a little bit messy, so it is nice to do it outside. So what we're gonna need is, I've got a little, it's just a plastic lid, which is gonna help contain my mess a little bit. I've got an empty plastic juice bottle and a funnel to help me get my ingredients into the bottle. We are going to be using hydrogen peroxide, but not just any old hydrogen peroxide today. This is a 20 volume hydrogen peroxide, which is not something you can get just at the grocery store or at the pharmacy or anything. I actually had to get this at a salon store, a beauty store, because this is the strength of hydrogen peroxide that the beauty shops use to bleach people's hair. So it's pretty strong stuff. You want to make sure that you definitely have an adult to help you with that. So we're going to have the hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of regular old dish soap, whatever you have, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. If you're using a package of yeast, that is 1 package of yeast, 3 tablespoons of warm water. We're using a 1/2 cup of that hydrogen peroxide, and I'm going to use a little bit of food coloring just to make it interesting. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour our hydrogen peroxide into our bottle. All right. Then we're going to put a nice big squirt of dish soap in there. Okay. We're just gonna swirl that around a little bit. Make sure it's combined. We're gonna take our food coloring next and just drop some in, like so. And we're gonna swirl that around a little bit. Ooh, nice and blue. All right, the next step is to add the yeast to our water. And we're just going to stir that with my handy dandy outdoor stick. We're gonna stir that around till it's mixed, about 30 seconds. Does not want to stay. Oh, all right. So just mix that up, get it going. It's important to use warm water for this because yeast is dormant, means that it's just sleeping, kind of. It's in a suspended state until you wake it up with that warm water. All right, so this is the next part, and we are going to make sure we get everything off of our table so we don't get everything messy. All right, so here we go. We're gonna pour our yeast mixture in, and we're gonna back up. And you see it going? Here it comes. And look at that. Look at all the foam. Ooh, it's warm. And it will just keep coming out and coming out for quite some time. So let's learn about what happened in this experiment. So we had our hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is made of 2 different things. It's made of water, which is H2O, and it's made of oxygen, which is O2. Hydrogen peroxide will naturally break down into water and oxygen during the course of its lifetime. This usually happens very, very slowly, and no dramatic effect takes place. However, we can speed up that process. To speed up the process of the hydrogen peroxide breaking down into water and oxygen, you can use what we call a catalyst. And in this experiment, our catalyst is the yeast. Yeast contains an element called catalase. And the catalase breaks down hydrogen peroxide. That's its job. So, yeast plus hydrogen peroxide will break down the hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. The water just becomes water, and the oxygen becomes bubbles. The bubbles, with the addition of the dish soap, will create surface tension. The surface tension is where the bubbles will get trapped. And then, when the bubbles get trapped, it makes lots and lots of foam, which is what we have created. So this experiment is called elephant's toothpaste. It may look like toothpaste a little bit, but please don't try to use it as toothpaste. It is not toothpaste. It will make you sick. Don't do that. So this is the end of our experiment. It is also a lot of fun. You can play with the foam, feel it when it first comes out. It's warm because it's a thermo reaction, so it is warm. It won't hurt you to play with it. Just make sure you wash your hands afterwards. And this is absolutely safe to dump down into the sink, not a problem, to help clean up. So have fun with your foam, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.